Welcome back to the Money Game, the channel where we break down money in a way that's practical, honest, and free of magical promises. Our mission is to help you start investing even if you've got just a little bit of capital, if you're carrying debt, or if you're just beginning your very first job. Have you ever had $100 in your wallet and thought, how on earth do I turn this into $1,000, $10,000, or even $100,000? Sadly, this isn't something most of us were taught in school. Imagine if instead of memorizing battle dates we never use, or math formulas we forget right after the exam, we have been taught how to grow money, how compound interest works, or how to avoid being ripped off by credit card debt. That knowledge could have changed millions of lives. Because of this lack of financial education at home, in school, and in society, most beginners feel terrified about investing. It seems complicated, reserved for experts in suits, or for people with tons of money. But today, I'm going to simplify the process so that anyone can start with just $100 and watch it grow over time. No need to be a millionaire or a math genius. I started my own wealth journey with less than $100. It wasn't easy. Building wealth never is. It takes discipline, patience, and learning from mistakes. But with calculated risks and consistency, you can grow your net worth step by step. And here's the plan. I'll show you how to invest $100 as a beginner, gradually increasing the risk level as we go. Remember, higher risk can mean higher reward. And to prove this isn't just theory, I'll actually invest $100 in each option so you can see exactly how it works in practice, using accessible brokers and platforms available in the U.S. in 2026. Step 1. Invest in yourself risk level 0/10. Before we talk about stocks, crypto, or real estate, my first answer to where should I invest $100 is always invest in yourself. This means buying books on personal finance like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or The Richest Man in Babylon. It means taking affordable online courses on platforms like Udemy, Coursera, or Skillshare. It means learning high-value skills such as digital marketing, video editing, graphic design, sales, coding basics, or even a new language. These skills increase your earning potential because they make you more valuable in the job market or as an entrepreneur. Think about it this way. If you spend $100 on a course that teaches you how to build websites, and that skill later helps you land freelance projects worth $500 each, that initial investment has multiplied many times over. The return on investment from personal growth is often far greater than any stock or bond. That's exactly how I started, borrowing books from the library, watching free YouTube tutorials, and slowly shifted my mindset from spending impulsively to seeing money as a tool. I learned how to budget, how to avoid debt traps, and how to think long-term. Investing in yourself also means building habits, learning how to save consistently, practicing discipline with spending, understanding the basics of financial literacy. These habits compound over time just like money does. So if you only have $100 today, don't feel pressure to jump straight into the stock market. Start by making yourself more valuable. That's the foundation of wealth. Step 2. High-yield savings accounts and treasury bonds, risk level 1/10. Once you've invested in yourself, the next logical step is to build a safety net. In the U.S., this usually means putting money into a high-yield savings account, HYSA, or short-term treasury bonds. Why is this important? Because emergencies happen. Your car breaks down, you get sick, or you lose your job unexpectedly. Having cash you can access quickly prevents you from falling into expensive debt traps like payday loans or high-interest credit cards. Traditional banks often pay less than 1% interest, which means inflation eats away at your money. But online banks and fintech platforms now offer 4 to 5% APY, and treasury bonds can pay similar or higher rates depending on the economy. These options are safe because they're backed either by FDIC insurance, in the case of savings accounts, or by the U.S. government, in the case of treasuries. Think of this as your emergency fund. It's not about making huge profits. It's about protecting yourself from financial disasters. Imagine you suddenly need $800 for car repairs. If you don't have cash saved, you might put on a credit card with 25% interest. That debt could take months or years to pay off. But if you had money sitting in a HYSA, you could cover the expense instantly without stress. So my first $100 goes into a HYSA. It's safe, liquid, and earns interest while protecting me from financial surprises. Step 3. Gold risk level, 2/10. Gold has been a store of value for thousands of years. Since the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913, the dollar has lost about 95% of its purchasing power. Gold helps protect against inflation. If you had invested $100 in gold in 2000, today it would be worth nearly $600. That's the power of holding an asset that doesn't lose value over time. There are two main ways to invest: physical gold, coins, bars, jewelry. The downside is storage and premiums. You pay extra for manufacturing, and you need a safe place to keep it. Digital gold ETFs, like GLD, easy, liquid, and backed by physical reserves. You can buy them through brokers like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or Robinhood. Gold is considered a safe haven asset. It doesn't grow fast, but it protects your money during economic crises. For example, during the 2008 financial crash, gold prices surged while stocks collapsed. I put $100 into a gold ETF. It's simple, secure, and I don't have to worry about storing bars in my closet. Why these low-risk options matter. Some people dismiss savings accounts or gold because they don't deliver massive returns. But here's the truth. Wealth building isn't just about chasing the highest yield. It's about layering your investments so that you have stability at the bottom and growth opportunities at the top. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof. You'd start with the foundation. High-yield savings accounts, treasury bonds, and gold are that foundation. They give you peace of mind, liquidity, and protection against inflation. Once you have this base, you can move on to riskier investments like index funds, REITs, or even crypto. But without a foundation, you're vulnerable to setbacks that can wipe out your progress. Step 4. Index funds, risk level, 3/10. This is where the magic of compound interest really shines. If you invest $100 a month in an S&P 500 index fund with an average 7% annual return, after 30 years you'd have about $123,000. That's the brutal power of compounding. Warren Buffett famously bet $1 million that a simple S&P 500 index fund would outperform hedge funds over 10 years. He won decisively, proving that the average investor can beat professionals by keeping costs low and staying consistent. Think of an index fund like a bag of candy. Instead of picking one flavor, you get a mix of the most popular ones. Replace candy with companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. That's an index fund. You don't have to analyze each company individually. You buy the whole basket. Another advantage is diversification. If one company struggles, others balance it out. This reduces risk compared to buying individual stocks. I invested $100 in an S&P 500 ETF. With one click, I own a piece of America's biggest companies. It's simple, low cost, and historically reliable. Step 5. Real estate investment trusts, REITs. Risk level, 3/10. REITs let you invest in real estate without buying property yourself. They pool money from thousands of investors to purchase and manage income-producing properties like apartments, malls, warehouses, or office buildings. By law, REITs must distribute at least 90% of their profits as dividends. Historically, they've delivered around 8 to 10% annual returns, sometimes outperforming the stock market. Think of it like owning a piece of a skyscraper. You don't have to deal with tenants, maintenance, or property taxes. You just collect dividends. There are different types of REITs. Equity REITs, own and operate properties. Mortgage REITs, invest in mortgages and loans. Hybrid REITs, combine both strategies. In the U.S., popular REITs include Vanguard Real Estate ETF, VNQ, or iShares U.S. Real Estate ETF, IYR. I invested $100 in a diversified REIT ETF. Now I own a fraction of commercial properties worldwide. It's a great way to get exposure to real estate without needing thousands of dollars for a down payment. Step 6. Flipping items, risk level, 4 out of 10. This is part investment, part hustle. Buy undervalued items and resell them for profit. It's riskier because it depends on your knowledge, negotiation skills, and market demand. Examples in the U.S. Use electronics, iPhones, laptops, gaming consoles. Vintage clothing, Nike, Levi's, Supreme. Collectible cards, Pokemon, Magic, The Gathering, sports cards. classic car parts or hobby gear. RC models, golf clubs, musical instruments. I invested $100 in used RC model equipment and golf gear. With good negotiation and smart marketing, you can double or triple your money in weeks. Platforms like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Craigslist make flipping accessible. The key is knowing your niche. If you're passionate about sneakers, you'll spot deals faster than someone who isn't. Flipping also teaches valuable skills: negotiation, marketing, customer service, market research. Even if you don't make huge profits, you gain experience that can help in other business ventures. Why medium risk options matter. Medium risk investments balance safety and growth. They're not as secure as savings accounts or gold, but they offer higher returns. At the same time, they're not as volatile as crypto or lottery tickets. Think of them as the middle layer of your wealth pyramid. They provide steady growth while keeping risk manageable. Index funds give you exposure to the entire market. REITs diversify into real estate. Flipping teaches entrepreneurship and can generate quick profits. Together, they create a strong portfolio that grows over time. Step 7. Individual stocks, risk level 6.5/10. Buying individual stocks carries more risk but also more reward. During the dot-com boom of the late 1990s, some investors made fortunes with tech stocks, while others lost everything when the bubble burst. Timing, research, and luck all play a role. When you buy a single company stock, you're betting on its future. If the company grows, your investment can multiply. But if it fails, you could lose most or all of your money. That's why diversification is so important. I invested $100 in Samsung after analyzing fundamentals like financial statements, market growth, and leadership. Tools like Yahoo Finance, Morningstar, or Investing.com make this easier than ever. You can study earnings reports, debt levels, and industry trends before making a decision. In the U.S., brokers like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Robinhood, or E-Trade allow you to buy fractional shares starting at just a few dollars. This means you don't need thousands to own a piece of companies like Amazon or Tesla. The key is to focus on companies with strong fundamentals, consistent revenue growth, low debt, competitive advantage, strong leadership. Stocks can deliver huge returns, but they require patience and research. Step 8. Cryptocurrencies risk level 9/10. Bitcoin is king in the crypto world. If you had invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2015, today it will be worth around $5,000. That's a 5,000% return. But crypto is extremely volatile. For example, if you had bought Bitcoin at its peak in December 2017, by 2018, your $100 investment would have been worth less than $20. That's the reality of crypto. Massive potential gains, but also massive risks. Other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Solana, or Cardano have also delivered huge returns, but they're unpredictable. Regulations, hacks, and market sentiment can cause prices to swing wildly. I invested $100 in Bitcoin through Coinbase, one of the most popular U.S. exchanges. My advice: only invest money you can afford to lose completely. Treat crypto as a speculative bet, not a core investment. Crypto can be exciting, but it's not for the faint of heart. Step 9. Lottery tickets, risk level 10/10. This isn't an investment. It's entertainment. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are about 1 in 292 million. You're more likely to be struck by lightning or become a movie star than to win the lottery. I spent $100 on scratch-offs and won back $50. Fun, but not a wealth-building strategy. The lottery preys on hope. Millions of people buy tickets every year, dreaming of instant riches. But statistically, most lose money. If you want entertainment, fine, but don't confuse it with investing. Why high-risk options matter. High-risk investments can deliver life-changing returns, but they can also wipe out your savings. They're the top layer of your wealth pyramid, exciting but unstable. Stocks can grow your wealth if you choose wisely. Crypto can multiply your money if you time it right. The lottery is pure chance. The lesson is balance. Don't put all your money into high-risk bets. Use them to complement safer investments like savings accounts, index funds, or REITs. We've now walked through 9 different ways to invest $100, ranging from ultra-safe savings accounts to high-risk crypto and even the lottery. Each option carries its own level of risk and reward, and together they form a complete roadmap for beginners who want to start building wealth. The key takeaway is this: investing isn't about luck. It's about discipline, patience, and smart choices. You don't need thousands of dollars to begin. You don't need a finance degree. You just need the willingness to start, even with something as small as $100. Think of your financial journey as a pyramid. At the base, you have safe investments like high-yield savings accounts and treasury bonds. These protect you from emergencies and give you stability. In the middle, you have growth investments like index funds, REITs, and flipping items. These balance risk and reward, helping your money grow steadily. At the top, you have high-risk bets like individual stocks and crypto. These can deliver massive returns, but they can also crash. The lottery? That's not even part of the pyramid. It's entertainment, not investment. By layering your investments this way, you create a strong foundation that can withstand setbacks while still giving you opportunities for growth. Starting small is not a weakness. It's a strategy. Every investor, even the wealthiest ones, began somewhere. Warren Buffett bought his first stock at age 11. Many entrepreneurs started with less than $100 in their pocket. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is consistency. If you commit to investing regularly, even small amounts, you'll be amazed at how your money grows over time. Compound interest is like gravity, invisible but powerful. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you have thousands saved. Start today with whatever you have. If this video helped you understand how to start investing with little money, here's how you can support the money game and make sure you never miss out on future strategies. Hit the like button right now. That simple click tells YouTube this content is valuable and helps more people discover it. If you're searching for how to invest $100, beginner investing tips, or ways to grow money fast, liking this video boosts its reach so others can find it too. Subscribe to the Money Game and activate the notification bell. By subscribing, you join a community of people who are learning how to build wealth step by step. The bell ensures you're notified whenever new strategies, guides, and real-world investing experiments are published. Share this video with someone who needs it. Maybe it's a friend who just got their first job, a co-worker who wants to start saving, or a family member struggling with debt. Sometimes one idea, like starting with a high-yield savings account or buying an index fund, can completely change how someone manages their money. Comment below, which of these investments would you choose for your first $100? Savings accounts, index funds, REITs, flipping, or crypto? I read and respond to most comments, and your input helps this community grow. Plus, your comment signals to YouTube that this video is engaging, which means more people will see it. Remember, building wealth isn't about chasing shortcuts or waiting for luck. It's about making smart, consistent decisions with the money you already have. Whether you start with $100 or $1,000, the important thing is to start. Welcome to the Money Game. Let's grow together.